We're in the time of year where football teams are playing their absolute best. So your team's going to lose a game potentially. Your team, it's not over until it's over. If you're still in it, it's okay if you lose. So if you're the Patriots and you lose to the Buffalo Bills after having a 21-point lead, it's okay. That's going to happen. A lot of good football teams. What you can't have happen is you can't be deemed from the playoffs and gone. Listen, new teams have been added to the playoffs gone list. Now, obviously, Jets, Browns, Titans, Raiders, Commanders, Giants, Falcons, Saints, and Cardinals have already said, what are we playing for? Absolutely nothing, maybe the future. Add in the Bengals. And I'll tell you what, with this Bengals team, they get their ass beat by the Baltimore Ravens, still lurking in the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens. But from what Joe Burrow said last week, where Joe Burrow was saying, like, what's the purpose of doing this? Period. This kind of sucks, man. Not fun. Not having any fun. This kind of stinks. I don't know. I'm not a football player anymore. Then you think to yourself, whoa, Joe. We need you to be enjoying this. We need you to be loving this. Also, you're the quarterback of an NFL franchise, Cincinnati Bengals, who have bet good on you. Can't have you wondering in the middle of the season whether or not this is what you're supposed to be doing. Then he had the opportunity to get on the field in an AFC North battle against Baltimore Ravens, another team that's kind of been in the year, and make up for it, maybe start having some fun? Nah.
Yeah.
He stunk.
Zero fun.
They stunk. They get absolutely obliterated by the Baltimore Ravens. Now Van Noy makes a heady decision, get the ball out of his old-ass hands, and they take a pick six all the way back. But the Ravens absolutely thump the Bengals. And going into the game, we wondered if Joe Burrow liked football. Now we know there's no way he can enjoy anything about this. So, D, but my question for you about this Bengals team is like, hey, whenever you sign Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to number one wide receiver contracts, and you pay Joe Burrow, and it doesn't seem as if you're investing in the defense at all, and your offensive line moves have never really worked, will you ever win with this particular recipe? Everybody that knew ball going into the season said probably not. Like in the history of ball, this is not a way to win. But if you don't win, life is not fun. Is Joey B at the situation now where because they suck and because there's no Super Bowl dreams and aspirations, he's not enjoying what he's doing? Or do you think maybe Joe Burrow's a human and there's some stuff going on in his life, plus the fact that they're ass, that maybe it's combining right now for not a great time of his life, and we shouldn't worry about what the future holds for Joe Burrow? This is just a chapter or an era that will move on.
I'm not worried about Joe Burrow yet. I'm not worried about his future. You mentioned it. They are humans. They are dealing with a bunch of things. But when you are a franchise quarterback, people don't necessarily care about that unless it's, something huge, a huge tragedy everybody knows about. If you're a franchise guy, you're getting paid a ton of money. You talked about the receivers getting paid. Joe Burrow was a big part of the receivers getting paid as well. Now, people in charge of putting the team together, you can still have to put a team out there that can get out there and compete. So to be on this list, to be eliminated before Week 15 is even over, that's never where you want to be with one of the best young quarterbacks in the National Football League. But I'm not worried about the future of him. I don't think we knew Butter was going to be in the building. I think that had a huge effect on the game. Obviously, Lamar showed up in the AFC North battle, but I hate to see Joe Burrow at this point in the season potting.
Yeah, and I don't want to get it. It does seem like he's pouting a little bit. It does seem like he's pouting, but we would like to let him know we're big fans, Joey. Absolutely. We love you in the football world. We appreciate everything you've done. But it feels like with the way that team is constructed, we didn't know if you were ever going to be able to win a Super Bowl or not. So we hope that's not necessarily what is keeping your happiness alive. We hope it's the process. We hope it's you becoming the greatest, which you certainly can. And maybe, I don't want to throw it out there, but we've seen some people in the past have been going through some things, go down to a rainforest in Central South America and come back with a whole new mindset and win an MVP and do it again and win another MVP. So whatever it is, Joey, we hope you find it again. The Cincinnati Bengals are officially gone from the playoffs. Well, think about Burrow just being so bummed out. I don't know if we have an overreaction for Burrow or not. I don't want to dive into it right now.
I don't think there was one. They've given up. They don't.
He needs a.
I heard you talk about maybe a little ceremony.
I think so.
Does feel like that's where we've gotten.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, by the way. I'm just saying there are options to kind of get a little bit of a reset from our understanding of what could happen. Now, there's people that obviously have done the whole thing and said that they didn't like it or whatever, and it's been terrible. And I'm not saying everybody should do it, but there comes a time, I think, in some people's lives, whether it's football or other things that have drove them mentally to be to a spot where they can't get out of whatever. And it feels like this is an alternative to kind of change your perspective, change your mindset, and everything like that. And we saw it work for the positive for a guy who went on to go back-to-back MVPs whenever he was potentially searching for something as well. So, yeah, I'm not saying this is a guarantee that he's going to do this or he needs to do this, but I am saying it feels like he's at a state mentally where it's like I don't like what I'm seeing out of Joey B. Too talented, too successful, too good of a teammate, too appreciated, too liked to be at a point in his life where he's not happy. Like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, AJ?
Especially like when you think about like whenever he's done playing football some days, like, man, I wish like it is true. Like you wish you would enjoy the moments more that when you look back and you realize how special it is, which I'm sure he does. Seems like a very appreciative dude, but I don't know. Like it just doesn't, whatever's going on, it would not be fun right now, I think, in Cincy.
Jamar Chase said, I don't ever have to ask him to uplift him. I might have to do that. And then he's the one that kind of said there's a lot going on in people's lives. And it's like, Joey, we want to let you know, man, you're great for ball. You have been great for ball. And we appreciate your contribution to sport. And anything that isn't making you feel like that, and life and society, let's go ahead and get those anchors out of there, brother. Let's go ahead and get those anchors out of there.
Yep.
And let's just keep it going. Mm-hmm. You're special, brother. You're one of one. And we need you to stay in ball because of how great you are. Now, if it's strictly because you guys can't play for a Super Bowl this year, everybody was kind of saying that was probably going to happen with the way you constructed your roster. So it's kind of a give and take situation for this year. Hopefully next year, even better.